Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Sir Ahmed Nur Kadir Mustajir. My name is Nik Muhammad Muhaimin bin Abdul Aziz, and these are my other group mates, which are Muhammad Nabil Aiman bin Azhar, Husna Nabiha binti Muhammad Nur, and Nur Fasiha binti Zulkifli. Today, we are from Tech Team Group. We're presenting about the corporate website that we made for information agency that we chose. So, the information agency that we chose was Bugis Museum, which located at Pontian District, Johor. The reason why we chose Bugis Museum because the museum do not have specific website to show about the museum itself, and we as our team decided to choose Bugis Museum as our intention to create corporate website for the museum, which we think will ease user to see few contents about the museum in terms of the address, collection, and many more. For brief about this museum, it was dedicated or created by Pak Dollah in 1982 because of his deep interest and desire to let the next generation to know the history of the origin and appreciate the Bugis heritage of the past. In the museum, there are more than 2,000 artifacts can be seen, which includes the collection of weapons, clothing, old money, old photographs, and many more that tells about the previous history of the Bugis Museum. It is good to know because this is the only one Bugis Museum in Malaysia. Malaysian communities or historians who interested with this museum should visit the museum because they can see many interesting things in there. For example, like the portraits of the previous leader of Bugis descent, era of Sultanate of Johor, and many more. And then by creating this website, we hope people who are unfamiliar with Bugis Museum will know about it, and it will give good benefits to them about the certain content and many more. Alright, next I will pass to the next presenter to explain more about the website.
Here I am going to present for the first page of the website, which is homepage. In this homepage, we have explained what is in this Bugis Museum and the history of Bugis. The Bugis Museum dedicated in sharing the stories of Malays, especially Bugis ethnic, particularly in Malaysia's peninsula. We hope you guys can explore the history and the culture of the Bugis in Malaysia through this Bugis Museum. After that, we scroll to the bottom of this page. You will be able to see the introduction about the owner of this Bugis Museum, which is Mr. Abdullah Ahmad. Here is note the owner, Abdullah Ahmad, the owner of the Bugis Museum, creating the museum with the intention to preserve the cultures and histories of Bugis community by telling and showing the visitors all about them. The museum was originally founded in 1982 as Bugis Heritage. On July 26, 1994, the Johor government supported the museum through the Johor Heritage Foundation and declared it the first Bugis museum in Malaysia. In October 2016, the Governor of South Sulawesi, Syahrul Yassin Limpo, visited this museum and met the local Bugis. He hoped that relations between the Bugis in different countries would be maintained. Lastly, if we scroll down again, you can also see a description or a brief of Bugis Museum as well as the operating hours of this museum. A brief of Bugis Museum. There are over 2,000 artifacts on display at this museum, including weapons, clothes, old ceilings, jewelry, pictures, painting, and more. The museum is open daily from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. and the admission is free. That's it for the homepage. Thank you.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Fasiha binti Zulkifli. And today I would like to tell you about the second navigation tools in our website. The second tool is the gallery, and you can see the experience collection of the Bugis Museum in this page. So we have compared 9 pictures collection of Bugis Museum in these pages of gallery. So the first page is the collection of the currency. It's a range of currency that was used in the past. You can see all the currency that was used in the Bugis area time. And then second picture is the collection of the tools. This is all the tools that was used by the Bugis community in that Bugis area time. So next picture is the portrait of the leaders. The leader figures that they are descendant of Bugis in that area. So the next picture is the late Ambok Tua bin Ambok Mario. This is the Bugis figures of Johor and the traditional attire of Bugis soldier, the clothes that often worn by soldier of Bugis. This is was the important feature that uh, need people know that the Bugis attire in that time. So the next picture is the newspaper cutting of Abdullah Ahmad. He was the owner of the museum. And this picture was taken from Berita Minggu that telling stories about Abdullah Ahmad. And the next picture is the old collection in the Bugis Museum. So the collection was matched by Godskine and handwritten by Raja Hussein from Pontianak in the year 1311. So the next picture is the house by Peta Lemo Koa. It was left by Peta Lemo Koa Lemo Apek Bon. So this is the house that Peta Lemo Koa lived in the area, in the times areas. So the last pictures is the old weapon, the weapon that was once used by the Malays in Nusantara in the Bugis area time. And at the footer of the gallery pages, we have put Facebook and email. So that when you press the Facebook button, it will bring you to the Facebook pages of Museum of Bugis. And the email, if you want to asking anything or telling anything to us, you can press the button email and it will bring you to the official website of email Museum Bugis. So that's all from me.
So next will be the contact page. Contact page for the Bugis Museum is a simple design. We don't want to overcrowd the visitors that visit this particular page. So we just only use a simple word. And there's also time and date when the museum is open. And it's open every day from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. There's also a link to direct the visitors to the Facebook. Here you can see it's all about Bugis Museum. Alright. And there's also a link that will direct visitors to email to the r.izaini@gmail.com. This email also can be found in the Facebook page too, as you can see in the about here. And we tend to create a minimal style for every page in order to avoid an overwhelmed feeling for the visitors that visit the page.
Okay, for the conclusion of the website can be seen was created in simplest way because we think that we decided to make it simplest way because people nowadays intend to do everything easily, to access everything easily. So we decided to make it available in simplest way because people will able to access it easily. Unlike of other website that we can see in a various website, the design way too much and the content way too much and it is difficult to understand the website. For our design, we try to deliver a minimalist style, the content and anything related to the website which will not make the visitor feel too overcrowded and overwhelmed. And it is good to make it like that. And since the website of the since the content of the museum, the Bugis Museum is quite difficult to find, we intend to make it easily and so with the reader intention. And lastly, we hope by creating the website, people will know the existence of the museum itself, and they will come to the museum to see the collection, artifact, and many more that preserved in the museum. Thank you.